Hi families. For this next lesson, we are going to study, or for our word study lessons, we are going to focus on classification. Again, these lessons that we are providing or that we're talking about right now, these are things that students have already learned or are in the process of learning in the classroom. And so they're pretty familiar with it. Just to show you an example, and you'll see these papers in the packets. This is how we typically record our classification. And so they realize that, or they identify that they are categorizing words. So this can be a great way to tie in sight words. So if you know your student needs more help with writing shapes, so knowing how the shapes are spelled, triangle, they can draw a picture of a triangle. Again, you want to bring all the senses in. So students are able to identify things a lot by the picture first. They know the picture, but now they're associating the picture with the word. So writing the shapes down. There's colors, so they can write the colors down, practice on handwriting. This will also be a great time if you see that students may write letters backwards, or they may need a little bit more help with certain letters. You can, this can be a way to show that. Then there's numbers. Again, knowing how the numbers are spelled is very important. These sight words will help students be able to read at a faster pace. And then names. Something that the students have realized or recognized is that when it comes to names of a specific thing or specific person, that ties in with our grammar, which is our proper nouns. And proper nouns are a specific name of a noun. So again, for example, Jane will be someone's name. And students realize that if it's a proper noun, it needs to be capitalized. So that also ties in some handwriting rules when it comes to capitalization. But this is a great way for students, again, to take ownership over their learning. And they can even, you can maybe ask them, sit down with them and say, what are some things that you want to learn how to spell, or some things that you want to research about? So to give an example, you can break it into different areas. And I, again, have my handy dandy whiteboard. But if you are, especially if your student loves geography, they love learning about the world around them, which typically a lot of students in Montessori, we talk about the sensitive periods. Students who are in the 6 to 9 age range, which really 6 to 12 year olds, they are very interested in the world around them. So they want to know how things work, why things work. And it helps them to bring some of that, to bridge, some of these things that they are questioning or they're curious about. So for geography, you could categorize things by countries, continents, capital cities. So again, it could be that they are, maybe look at a globe, or they find something online and they can research or write different names of different countries, and maybe put what continent that country is in, or different continents, which there's only 7. But you kind of get the idea. And then for like zoology, there's a lot of students who absolutely love animals. What you can do is you can have them research or just name different types of different mammals, birds, types of amphibians, reptiles. And so that again, you're finding ways to bring in the students' interest to keep them engaged, but they're also bringing in another skill. And then another would be grammar. So with the different grammar lessons that we've been doing, it can be identifying, so having a chart, again, using this type of paper, or you can create your own where the students classify it or categorize it, and they can write down adjectives in one column, nouns in another, verbs, prepositions, or any different type of parts of speech. But this is, again, like I said, a great way for students to take more ownership, and they can also show you like what they're interested in. It could be even like musical instruments, type of wind instruments, type of drums, just different things. But this will be a really great way for students and for families to be involved. And it can also be something that if you want to take a picture of some things that you've categorized, you can maybe take a picture of it and share it in our school Facebook group. That way we can see the different type of works that you're doing. So I hope that this is giving you some ideas about classification and different ways to write them down. Again, if you run out of papers like this, you can also do it like horizontally and on a spiral. So the biggest thing is that students are getting the concept of categorizing words because that's a very important skill. So thank you so much for joining this lesson, and I will be back with more.